What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and what you should be looking out for the future. I'm also going to do some in-depth technical analysis and now show what's going on with NIO, because I did think that NIO would get a bit of a bounce for today and maybe hold up a lot better. It ended up getting dumped again, and that's actually not really NIO's fault. NIO, in my honest opinion, didn't do anything to really cause this to happen in terms of their fundamentals, but it's getting dragged down based off something else that's happening from an external basis, and also because of things that are going on in China, because we are starting to see some very big things escalating. And I really want to talk about this in a lot of detail, as I have a very important warning for you guys. Now, before I break anything about the overall market, how this is affecting NIO and what you should look out for, I do have to mention a couple of things before starting. Firstly, I'm not a financial planner. Don't take any of this as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. It not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you're guaranteed up to 12 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And you could always sell these 12 free stocks for cash and use the cash to buy some NIO shares for free. It's a limited time offer. The offer ends in just 2 weeks. Everyone that signs up will also have a chance to win a free Apple share out of all these free stocks being given away. Check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. NIO is down 5.64% for the day, and it was not NIO's fault whatsoever. And this wasn't necessarily something that had to happen in a way. So let me talk about why is NIO down. Well, basically the deliveries reports came out from Xpeng, Li Auto, and a bunch of big Chinese companies, and they actually had a pretty weak August. Now, NIO was the one company that actually was green for August. They actually had an 82% year over year improvement in deliveries. And they also did very, very well when it came to how they performed relative to the rest of other Chinese EV companies. And yet they're getting dragged down with the rest of them. So, like I said, it's pretty unfair stuff. NIO does have earnings for next week, so we could get a bit of a push up into the earlier days. And that's the reason why I thought NIO would start to reverse, at least for now. But what happened was the whole market did take a bit of a hit, and this did affect NIO. So I'm hoping that NIO gets a slight bounce for next week, pushes up just temporarily for its earnings, which is going to be on September 7th. And after that, it might kind of drop depending on how it really goes. But right now, I want to talk about something else that's important. The market's pretty fearful. The market's taking a bit of a hit, and you can see the fear and greed index is more on the fear side. Now, looking at the data right here, you can see something interesting right here. We're seeing very similar price action between SPY and NIO, but right now we're seeing this big increase in the price pairs ratio. So this means that NIO divided by SPY is still giving you, it's actually giving you a more positive number than before in a historical comparison, showing that NIO has a more positive beta. And right here, we're seeing lots of bearish volume that actually came right over here around that $18 range that dragged us down. So from here, it does look like this thing is set to test the low 17s if it does continue to drop. So I was looking at 17.37, then 17 flat if it drops. If it pushes up 18, then 18.5 are key zones too. Now, what's more likely to happen? Like I said, if we do get dragged down with SPY, I would expect NIO to actually kind of try to balance in one of these ranges for some time before continuing. But I don't necessarily see it that way, because SPY looks pretty bearish in my honest opinion. So if you look at SPY, we touched 390 many times, and it looks like we're going to continue to come down for next week, maybe push up just a little bit before actually maybe going into the 380s. It's really starting to look that way. And this may drag NIO down a bit, but we're pretty oversold. I mean, we dropped really hard over a short period of time. So typically when this happens, we get a bit of a bounce, at least for just one day. So I'm really hoping for that with the earnings coming. So with that said, for next week, I think in the early days of next week, NIO could push up a bit thanks to earnings, as we do have this gap right here around that $18 range. But there's something else that's important, and that is, if this doesn't work out, if earnings come out and they're not as strong or nothing really big comes, NIO can also take a hit after earnings, which would be after September 7th. So be prepared for that, guys. It's super, super important that you know this. But there is one more thing that I have to warn everyone about, and I know you guys won't like to hear this. The truth is the truth, and it's time for me to share it with you. So if you look at what reports are showing, I'm sorry, right here, you could see another major city in China has shut down due to another outbreak. This is the city of Shenzhen. It's a little bit closer to Shanghai, and it's happening again. So I want to actually talk about why this is important and what regions are now experiencing these shutdowns. So first off, we were talking about this province up here. I think it's known as the Haibai. I may have said that wrong. I apologize. But up here, we were getting lockdowns. Then it came right here below Beijing. I didn't necessarily see anything in Beijing yet, but in this region right here, we got lockdowns, and then right here, we got lockdowns as the virus was spreading. And the government has strict policies where they force these major lockdowns upon their people. And then we got a major lockdown right here in Chengdu. So the city right here got over 21 million people in lockdown mode right over here. And now just recently, this zone right here, my cursor is, we got another major lockdown right here, very close to Hong Kong. So what you'll notice is Shanghai is right here. See my cursor right around here? This is where NIO has a lot of their big plants, their big factories that they basically produce cars from, and other companies as well. This is where they have lots of manufacturing. And what worries me is if the virus starts to spread, it's really happening around Shanghai. If it gets there as winter is approaching, and they have lockdowns, it may affect NIO's deliveries numbers. It may affect Tesla. It may affect companies in the EV space. So please be prepared for that. I don't want to guarantee anything. I'm not saying it will happen because right now Shanghai is in the clear, but because this city known as Shenzhen is starting to actually show signs of that happening, people are a little bit concerned. So be prepared, be ready in case something like that happens. That would be a very big catalyst that could push share prices down. But I'm not seeing it yet, which is why I'm not telling you to just, I'm not giving you financial advice. That's the first thing. The second thing is, if it happens, you have to do what you deem is best. And this could lead to a very bearish catalyst if this does lead to more shutdowns in Shanghai, leading to a big change in deliveries and things like that. So please be prepared in case that happens over the next couple of months. So far, it's been spreading to more and more cities, and we've seen more and more of these lockdowns perpetuating. Now, I'm not trying to say anything about this from a political standpoint. I'm just reporting the truth as it is. Please be prepared. That's my important warning for everyone. Now, right over here, I want to talk about some good things about NIO because I have to be honest with you. Most of what I'm saying is not necessarily NIO's fault. NIO, in fact, did almost nothing wrong from a fundamental standpoint to cause them to drop the way they are right now. It's the overall market, the situation in China, and other factors like that that are really affecting them. But the truth is, they've been doing very well fundamentally. We could see right here, the NIO ES6 has a high performance genes derived from the track equipped with permanent magnets and induction motors with explosive power and endurance. So the cars have very strong endurance, they have lots of power, they're fast, luxurious, amazing, and very popular in China. And I do believe they will be a hit in many European countries as well. With that said, long term is still very bright and bullish. For next week, I'm hoping for a nice bounce because we have earnings coming out. I think NIO might get a bounce, maybe fill this gap. And after earnings, what tends to happen is we might actually dump after that thanks to the overall market and also thanks to the earnings not being as great because it is for Q2. And for most of Q2, there were lockdowns in Shanghai that obviously affected them. So once again, guys, be prepared for that. I want to see the bounce first before we come down for earnings. And please be prepared for the news I was just talking about because we are seeing more and more of these shutdowns happening in China. Thank you all so much for listening. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of the day. Enjoy the weekend that's coming, the long weekend. The market's going to be closed on Monday, by the way. So the next time the market opens is going to be on Tuesday. Be prepared, be ready, and do what you got to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. NIO to the moon because the long-term future is bright. And peace out.